Oh, hi everybody. My name is Dr. Ade Otukoya, and today I want to talk a little bit about leadership without applause. These are people who are able to provide a selfless service but without validation. In a world where we all follow likes and instant validation, I find that sometimes I reflect on leadership. A lot of leaders are the ones where they just keep quiet and get things done. So no tech talks, no simple thank you. Sometimes they just put their heads down and they work very, very hard. And that is sometimes what leadership is all about. I'm talking about the quiet leaders, the ones that people overlook. Like even the inventors who never were invited to the rooms, the women who held organizations and things together, the ethnic minority groups who broke the ceilings that people didn't even know existed, the young and the old who, because of their age, have been ignored. These are leaders who served without any reason for recognition. They didn't chase visibility, they chased impact. Leaders without ego is what I'm trying to talk about. So people who are able to do their best and they work very hard, they get the results, but sometimes they don't get any recognition. You might be one of those, and history is full of those people. What I want to say to you is to continue to do those things despite the fact that the world might not recognize you. An example is Nikola Tesla, the genius who helped to discover electricity, alternating current that we all use today. He died alone and broke, and he was not recognized. As a matter of fact, he was treated as if he was a madman even when he was alive, and recognition is just now coming through now. Catherine Johnson, that most people, I think, apart from the story that came in that film, the Hidden Figures, she was an incredible mathematician, but she was a lady and also black at a time when that was not a cool thing to be. So NASA, despite all the work she did, completely ignored her. Mary Seagull is another one who was um, a nurse of Jamaican descent. Again, history tried to forget her. There are so many of these people that has happened that history completely forgot about them. What I'm trying to say to you though is this. Don't worry if you're working very hard and nobody's recognized it, because you're not working for recognition. All you're doing was to make a difference. So continue to do that. Continue to provide your service despite the fact that there might not be a recognition sometimes whilst you are alive. If you're writing, if you're doing things, face what it is you're doing. Your legacy of selflessness may never be recognized, especially whilst you're still alive. So, but keep going, because you are providing the service not for the people who will recognize you, but because you believe in the ability of those services to deliver the result and help everybody else in the future. And that might not be during your lifetime, but it doesn't matter. Now, I'm going to try and end this with something about geniuses. We always think that the difference and the strides we've made in life is because of the geniuses we have within us. But sometimes there's a dark side to geniuses. I'll try and link up if you find some of the writing I've had about geniuses and why they help us in our lives. So there are so many of them. But there's also a dark side to geniuses. And that is what is going to follow in this. It's called the bright flame that burns well, right? And not all geniuses are good. Sometimes they're troubled by the fact that they are so much smarter than everybody else. Thank you so much for listening, and I wish you the very best of luck. If you like this, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.
The bright flame and the burn, the light and shadow of geniuses. Throughout history, genius has often been shrouded in a complex cloak. While society reveres the brilliance of those who push boundaries and challenge the status quo, it's easy to overlook the emotional toll, isolation, and eccentricities that frequently accompany such minds. Let's explore some of history's most revered geniuses, celebrated for their gifts, yet haunted by their burdens. 1. Nikola Tesla, the visionary who lived in the shadows. Bright side. Tesla gave us alternating current, AC, wireless transmission concepts, and over 300 patents. His thinking was decades ahead of his time, imagining Wi-Fi and smartphones long before they existed. Dark side. Tesla suffered from obsessive-compulsive behaviors and extreme isolation. He never formed close relationships, and his distrust of others meant he died alone, poor, and underappreciated, despite having revolutionized modern electricity. 2. Vincent van Gogh, the painter of pain. Bright side. Van Gogh's art redefined emotion on canvas. The Starry Night and Sunflowers are not just paintings, they are emotional outbursts in color and movement. He painted over 2,000 artworks in just over a decade. Dark side. Struggling with mental illness, he famously cut off part of his ear during a breakdown and spent time in psychiatric hospitals. Despite his brilliance, he sold only one painting in his lifetime and died by suicide at 37. 3. Alan Turing, the codebreaker who cracked Enigma. Bright side. Turing helped end World War II years early by cracking Nazi codes. He laid the foundation for modern computing and artificial intelligence. Dark side. Despite his service to humanity, Turing was criminalized for his homosexuality. Subjected to chemical castration, he died by cyanide poisoning at just 41. It took decades for the world to formally honor him. 4. Sylvia Plath, the poet who felt too deeply. Bright side. Plath's work, especially the Bell Jar and Ariel, was raw, honest, and unmatched in emotional intensity. She helped pioneer confessional poetry, inspiring generations. Dark side. Plath battled severe depression for much of her life. Her struggles with identity, societal expectations, and relationships led to her suicide at 30. Her genius flowed from a deep well of personal pain. 5. Ludwig van Beethoven, the deaf composer of destiny. Bright side. Despite losing his hearing, Beethoven composed some of the greatest music ever written. Symphony No. 9 remains a towering testament to human willpower and creativity. Dark side. Beethoven's temper, perfectionism, and erratic behavior alienated many. He lived in isolation, tormented by his condition, often pushing away those who loved him. Why the shadow often follows the light. Genius tends to come with intensity of thought, emotion, or focus. These minds often perceive the world in a unique way, which is both a gift and a burden. Many felt misunderstood or alienated. Obsessively chased perfection. Suffered from mental health challenges. Lacked the support systems to navigate their unique challenges. What we can learn. As we admire genius, we must also humanize it. Support matters. Many of these individuals lack psychological support or acceptance. Balance is essential. Creative and intellectual fire needs grounding. Genius must be managed, not idolized blindly. Celebrate the whole person, not just the works they produced, but the struggles they overcame, or tragically, didn't. Final thought, brilliance needs compassion. The next time we celebrate a genius, let's not just applaud the brilliance of their ideas, but also acknowledge the burden of their minds. Genius does not need to end in tragedy, not if we create a world that values emotional well-being as much as intellectual achievement. As the saying goes, it's not the brightest flame that lasts the longest, but the one that learns to burn steadily. Please like and subscribe to the channel for more.